There was a time when I would play video games every night, and I played this one game called Rust a lot of the time. I had these so-called friends that I would play this game Rust with, and I recall this memory of them calling me a base bitch because in Rust, whoever knows the game Rust, you create a base, and I was always in the base, and they would call me this base bitch. And that's when I realized these guys weren't real friends, man. Is a real friend gonna call you a bitch? No, they're not. And that's also when I realized that I didn't like who I was becoming. I was this fat, ugly, insecure, just little boy. And you know, in the social status in video games, like with your friend group, there's always the um, highest status, which is usually like the oldest person that does like the most degenerate shit, and then it goes down to like just normal people, and they're just like in the middle of everything, and then there's like bottom. I was like towards the middle bottom, right? I just didn't like that. I didn't want to be that person no more. But I would just keep playing. I would keep playing video games every night, just with that thought lingering in my head, like I don't want to be this person no more. These guys are not actual friends, and actually they were a very bad influence on my life. But one day I got grounded, and I couldn't play no video games, not talking to any of my friends online. So it was just me and my thoughts. And around that time, Andrew Tate actually started blowing up online. And so I started watching some of his content and getting motivated. And like, yes, bro, I can do what Andrew Tate's saying, you know. I could get into this like badass mode and like work on myself and stuff. And so I did. After I was ungrounded, I just never went back. I kept on thinking to myself, that's not who I want to become. These are not the people I want to become, and I want to be better than them. I want to improve myself. They weren't real friends. Like, why would I go back to something that made me weak, right? And I didn't really like. And so I just quit playing video games in general, and I never looked back. Obviously, I had the urges and maybe the thoughts to play again, but I just kept reminding myself, like, that's not who I want to become. These people are not the people I want to become. And if I want to be a better person, this is not what I have to do. And I would just remind myself, like, playing video games made me ugly, fat, insecure, and low energy. And that I knew that having no video games in my life was gonna change that. So instead, I started working out and doing the whole Andrew Tate thing. I even bought his course, did learn some stuff, wrote down a lot of notes. Never ended up really pursuing anything after that though. Anyways, I would do push-ups, runs, you know. I started doing all the self-improvement stuff, and things started getting better, you know. My friends started saying, oh, but I miss you, come back. The thing is, I didn't really miss them, and I was actually enjoying myself, right? I felt good about myself, like just leaving them, because I was actually doing something with my life. Something. So that's when my life started to change for the better. When I stopped playing video games and stopped caring about what my friends thought, and just started caring about what I thought and what I wanted to do. But there are 3 things that helped me quit video games and to never look back again. Number 1, turn your pain into fuel. Use your anger and your humiliation and everyone calling you low and bringing you down. Take that, channel that into motivation to get better, to beat those person, to prove them wrong. You know, you want to take all that energy and drive it into something better. You want to become better than those people. You want to become a better person overall. You don't want to become this ugly fat piece of shit that you become because of video games. You want to become someone new. Also, stop watching video game content, because watching video game content is going to constantly keep your mind about video games. And yeah, Maybe you're not playing video games anymore, but you're still thinking about video games all the time, and so that doesn't really help anything. You need to be thinking about the things you want to improve on, and that is not video games. You're watching this video because you want to get rid of your video game addiction. So why would you keep watching video games? Instead, watch men just talking about their experiences or how to better your life in certain aspects, like the talking head videos like this one, right? Watch more of these type of videos that just talk about an experience they overcame, an addiction they overcame, and how you can implement that into your life as well. Number 2, make it hard to relapse. You want to hide your console. Throw it in the closet. I have my console in my closet where I cannot see it. I never look up. It's like in a shelf on the top in my closet, and I never look up there, and I never see it. If it was on my desk, I would see it every day, and I'd get the thought about video games, and I might even just start playing again. Especially with my so-called friends just asking for me to come join and play again because they miss me, they want me there. But throw your console somewhere where you won't see it. You don't have to sell it. I mean, you can sell it. I just personally never sold it. I never thought about selling it. Yeah, I probably should just like get rid of it completely, but I just never had the time, and I just never I don't need to because like I don't see it anyways, and I don't think about it anyways. So but yeah, out of sight, out of mind. Same thing goes in the reverse. If you want to start lifting more weights and you have like dumbbells, I have like 2 dumbbells, just put them where you can see them, and then if you do see them, you'll get the thought like, hey, like I should probably lift a little bit, you know. And you can use this aspect for anything, really. If you want to do something, you make it more obvious. If you don't want to do something, you hide it so then you never see it again. Number 3 is replacing the habit. Don't just remove it. This is where everyone messes up. They quit video games and then is just bored. They have all this free time because they would just spend it all day playing video games. So now they have all this free time with nothing to do. And so they usually just watch YouTube videos, consume a bunch of content, and more likely than not, it's about games. And so eventually they get so bored and so tired of just laying and rotting in bed and just I need more dopamine. You know, the videos are not enough for them, especially after just coming off video games. Video games give a lot of dopamine, so videos is not gonna compare to video games. And so they always just relapse. They always fall back to just playing video games again. They fail all the time. The solution to that is to replace all this free time with good habits that are gonna make you improve drastically. These habits will help you become the person you want to become. You can start meditating, reading, journaling. All these are 3 main self-improvement habits that you can implement. You can start working on something like a YouTube channel, perhaps. You can start opening your like a small business. You can do a little online business. You can do a whole bunch of things with all that time. Don't waste your life, right? You have all this free time. Don't waste it just rotting. Spend it in something good, something that will help you become the person you want to become. For me, it was working out. I remember vividly me just going to my backyard and getting my dad's dumbbells, and just lifting. Just me outside, just lifting. Like with a chair, just me in a chair. It was just me in this white chair, you know, those classic white chairs. I had one of those, and I would do one of these, and I would end up going like this, and you know, and then I just spent my time doing that. And I would set a time for certain days. I think might have been every day. I was just lifting. I mean, I wasn't making much progress because I would just eat junk food like crazy. I was a fat kid, bro. I would just eat junk food all the time. I never really thought about my diet. Yet I was still ashamed of my body, but I didn't do anything. But that's when I started seeing changes in my body. When I started actually working out, and when I quit video games and spent that time that I was playing video games all day with something that would help me become the person I want to become. which was weightlifting. And now um, that I've become more advanced in this self-improvement, I understand there's better habits. There's certain habits that will help me achieve what I want. If I want a clear mind, I would meditate. If I want a nice body, I would work out. If I want to learn, obtain more knowledge, I would read books. And now I get to spend my time reading, meditating, and working out. And it feels good, man. It feels good. I have a bonus tip for you too. A lot of people, after they quit video games, have all this free time, and maybe they start watching these videos on like how to improve their life. I have a recommendation. I think that you guys should have a mentor. My mentor was Andrew Tate at the time. That shift over to Hamza. Having a mentor that posts consistently and has content almost every day, it allows you to just kind of connect with somebody who is where you want to become, is where you want to be at. They already have the success, they have the body, they have the fitness, they have the knowledge that you want. So develop a sort of like online relationship with them that would get you to do the things that you need to be doing. It has to be someone who motivates you, you know? And so Andrew Tate at the time was very motivating to young men like me. And so I ended up making him my mentor, and I would just watch everything he posted. Watch it. All of it. And I mean, it worked. Yeah, it worked. I started becoming the person who I am today. And slowly my mindset shifts over time, and I became who I am today, right? But it all started with a mentor. You gotta learn from others' mistakes, not from your own. Because if you just keep learning from your own mistakes, you're never gonna get anywhere fast. You're gonna keep falling and then having to learn how to get back up, when you could just learn how they got back up and you didn't have to fall in the first place, or how to avoid how they fell. So that's my tip for you guys. Just get a mentor. It's always beneficial because you have someone to look up to. Especially for me, I'm the oldest child, so I don't really have anyone to look up to like that. And so I used a mentor, online YouTuber, to be my mentor, and I would just kind of do what they did because they have what I wanted. I wouldn't listen to anyone else who didn't have what I wanted. And so I started becoming the person I was just being mentored from. Like, there's this term where you're the sum of the 5 people you hang out with. And my mindset was like, okay, I don't want to become my friends, so I'm gonna ditch them and I'm just gonna be by myself. Right? So, but there's no like 5 people I'm with, right? If I'm by myself, then I'm gonna become what I am, and in the authors I read, and the YouTubers I watch. And so I would watch like a few YouTubers, and so you become the sum of the 5 people you're around. And I was technically around just 5 YouTubers who had what I wanted. And so I started slowly becoming those people, adopting their ideologies and their thought processes. So that's my tip for you guys. It's a long tip. It's basically number 4 on the list, which is get a mentor. But to wrap this up, quitting video games is not about just deleting an app. It's about taking back control of your life. Your life has just been sucked up by video games. It's about taking that back, getting that vigor, and your control your life. All your friends who are going to continue playing video games, possibly for the rest of their life, will get nowhere. They're going to be in the same spot. You, on the other hand, will look unrecognizable if you start today and quit your video games addiction right now. Because in the future, you'll be way more successful than they are. It's a compound effect. Right here, no. Compound effect, where it goes up and up and up, right? But at first you don't see much progress, but then it shoots up. You need to just quit now, because in the future, they're not changing. And if you follow what they are doing, you're gonna stick. You're gonna become them and they're not changing, so you're not going to change at all. You want to become the better person. You want to become the person who's successful, who has financial freedom, time freedom, and who's free for everything, free in everything. You want to become that type of person. And so quit your video games now, and have a good day.